Hey, precious hearts, welcome to Virtual Journal Therapy. Today, with Coach Lean, always a pleasure to be able to enter into your personal space. Today, we will be talking about making peace with what didn't work. Oh, yes, I said it. I said making peace with what didn't work. Some of the hardest goodbyes are the ones that don't make sense. You prayed for it, worked for it, believed for it, and still it didn't happen. Whether it was a relationship, a dream, a plan, or a promise you thought was certain, watching it unravel can feel like failure. I used to replay those memories endlessly, trying to figure out what I did wrong, how I could have done better, or where I misheard God. But healing taught me something that peace confirmed. Not everything that ends is a mistake. I said not everything that ends is a mistake. Some things don't work out because they weren't meant to last. They were meant to teach. For a long time, I confused loss with punishment. When something fell apart, I assumed it was because I wasn't enough. Not strong enough, not spiritual enough, not worthy enough. I internalized disappointment like it was proof of deficiency. But God began to reframe that belief. He showed me that closed doors are not always rejection. Sometimes they're redirection. The things that didn't work out weren't proof that I failed. They were evidence that he had something better. I learned that peace doesn't come from understanding the why. It comes from trusting the who. Let me say that again because this is important for you to have an ear to hear. I learned that peace doesn't come from understanding the why. It comes from trusting the who. I had to release the fantasy version of what I thought life should look like. I had to stop rescinding detours and start respecting divine timing. Making peace with what didn't work out meant acknowledging the grief that came with it. I had to let myself mourn the future I imagined. Oh my God. I know somebody out there right now. Let me say this again for you. I had to learn to let myself mourn the future I imagine. Healing doesn't mean pretending it doesn't hurt. It means being honest about the loss while believing in God's greater plan. I cried, I questioned, and I wrestled. But every tear was a seed that grew into faith. Because faith often sprouts from the soil of disappointment. When peace finally came, it wasn't loud. It was subtle. It came in the quiet moments when I realized I no longer needed that thing to feel fulfilled. I stopped checking for what was gone and started thanking God for what remained. The ache didn't disappear overnight, but it transformed. Gratitude replaced grief. Wisdom replaced worry. And in time, I understood that the things that didn't work out actually worked for me. Every no protected me from something I didn't see. Every ending redirected me towards something I truly needed. Healing, growth, and wholeness. If you are reading this right along with me or listening, I want you to take a deep breath and realize the timeline you thought you were supposed to be on. I want you to release it. I want you to release the timeline you thought you were supposed to be on. You didn't fail. You evolved. What didn't work out wasn't your punishment. It was your preparation. God will never waste your waiting, and he will never allow loss that doesn't serve your future. Making peace with what didn't work out means trusting that what's next will fit better than what was forced. The story isn't over because the chapter ended. Sometimes peace doesn't come from fixing. It comes from finally saying, thank you, Lord, for what didn't work out. Because now I'm free to receive what will. I want to encourage you today to choose to settle within yourself of being on your own timeline. I want you to trust that God's timeline is better than yours. I know you've been waiting, and I know you may be tired and exhausted, but I want you to choose to believe that God has not passed you by and that your appointed time will come. Please make room for it in your mind. Please make room for it in your life. Don't give up. And I want you to decide that you're going to make peace with what didn't work. So to stop taking up space in your life. So what can work can have room to thrive in your life and fully manifest without you choking it out because you're dwelling on what didn't work. This is Coach Lean, and I'm cheering you on. This is actually day 25 of the Greatest Self-Talk Part 3. If you're just chiming in for the first time, the Greatest Self-Talk 30-day journal therapy book, journal therapy, is available on Amazon. That's the white one. The Greatest Self-Talk 60-day journal therapy is red, and it's on Amazon and Kindle as well as hard copy. And the Greatest Self-Talk Part 3, the 90-day journal therapy, is available in hard copy as well as Kindle, and it is blue. And this is the one that I currently read out of. Please get your copy. Please share with somebody else so that they can start the journey or continue on the journey of healing. No soldier has to be left behind, especially if it's within our means to help assist someone, to give them the words that they may be omitting to speak on because they are afraid. I want people to know that you're not out here alone, and that there are many of us that can identify, and that there are many of us that are overcoming every day. We're out here being well, fighting off crazy every day and winning. So please join me again tomorrow to have another virtual journal therapy session with Coach Lean. It's free $99. Why wouldn't you come back and join me? Also, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this page. Tell somebody else. Send a link to someone and say, hey, subscribe to this page so that I can come up in your algorithm to give you some words of encouragement to take you through your day. You don't have to suffer alone. I'm Coach Lean, and I'm cheering you on. God bless you. I'll see you later.